female, 45. About me. If you, instead of your, it bothers me. It's Y-O-U-R, but it's supposed to be Y-O-U''R-E, but I digress. If you're looking for a hookup, I'm not your girl, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Searching for my soulmate. Heart emoji. Treat me like a queen and I'll treat you like a king. Treat me like a game and I'll show you how it's played. P.S. I'm fun size, 5 feet.
Okay. Like, women, you cannot weed out a man who's just looking for sex. You just can't.
But aren't all men looking for sex?
Thank you. Some guys are willing to go for a few weeks. Some guys will go a few months. Some guys ain't going to go for a few days. But we're all trying to get there.
Eventually, sex
That's the reason we deal with women. I'll be honest. Like, and it's been said many times, and I know y'all love to think that y'all are so much more than that. But let's be real. Like, if it wasn't for sex, men and women wouldn't even deal with each other. Or men wouldn't deal with women.
I always looked on every date I went on as a down payment on sex. That's what a man was doing. The courting process is a down payment to eventually get into my draws. Now, again, like you said, some are willing to put in a little bit more work, and some are like, yeah, she's not giving it after 2 dates, I'm done. Like, moving on to Sheba. And it is what it is. Deuces, I'm out, right? The more money they had, the bigger the investment. But I all knew it was a down payment to get intimate. And any woman who thinks differently, baby girl, sweetheart, I'm sorry. Like, your mama lied to you, your daddy lied to you. Sex is the name of the game when people are dating. Interpersonal relationships, that's what it's about. And yes, a man wants to get you to know your brain. So if you're in a space where you are like, listen, I want to get to know you, understand that he should be able to also date other people. Right? You got to leave that door open. I'm not ready. I really want to get to know you. This is my pace. Are you okay with that? If you're seeing other people, that's fine. But this is the pace that I need to be on for my own journey. And it's up for that man to decide. But to think that he's investing all this time without wanting to get sex, whether it's 6 dates, 6 hours, or 6 months, sex is going to be on the table. So let's just talk about this up front.
And men, I would say, we're willing to do what's required. Like, if you're a woman...
The more you like the woman, though, right?
That, and you can just, we smell out 304 behavior. We smell out woman who's been pursued by decent guys. You know what I mean? Your story... If you listen and ask the right questions and interact with a woman a certain way, she'll tell you everything you need to know. And vice versa.
That's true.
And vice versa. People tell you who they are. You just have to listen.
We did that. We had a lot of conversations and follow-up questions. That's the one thing I will say you enjoyed about me, at least in the beginning, was all the questions I would delve into. He would tell me something and I would follow up with a question. Okay, can you expand on that? You know, how did that change your view? How did that shape who you are as a person? And so he was allowed to just be open and vulnerable. And I did the same. And
I think, again, don't tell you, I still love talking to you. It's just that I don't like talking to you all the time. Like, not all the time.
I love you too, babe.
I do. But I think that's just the difference. Y'all really like to talk. And depending on the mood is how willing, and not only willing, but able I am to just enjoy it and just sit into it.
I appreciate
and relax with it.
It's really not as bad as you make. Listen, we have the greatest talks in bed, especially on the weekends when we get to sleep in a little bit more. We wake up and we'll sometimes spend an hour in bed just talking. So
like
he
last
is
night,
not as
I'm
harsh
just sitting
as
on the
is.
couch wanting to play the game, and you're wanting to
I
talk,
know something was
and I'm like,
wrong.
then I wanted to play the game and not talk. That was what was wrong. Because I just wanted to play my game and kind of distract.
And I should have just enjoyed the moment. Because we were under the blanket together. I was doing my own thing on the iPad. I was doing some work.
Then she starts going. Then she starts threatening. And then it was just
I didn't threaten you to do what? What did I threaten you with? I did not threaten you. I did say you weren't getting it. I did. I totally forgot about that.
See,
I told him he wasn't getting his
y'all be forgetting about
his
stuff.
fellatio.
And that wasn't even a problem, but it's like I ain't asked for it, and then now, and I didn't do anything, and now you're gonna take it away. I'm like, well, whatever. Went right in there and went to sleep.
My bad. That I apologize for, because I didn't even think about how like terrible that was. I apologize.
And I don't know. I think you were kind of joking and kind of kidding, and then partially, but then when I didn't like crack a smile, and then I just kind of looked at her like, I think I said something like, "What you got to do?"
And then
I know y'all hate that shit. Like,
it does.
When you try to prod him for a reaction, and he's just like, "Man."
It does.
It bothers y'all, but we know.
But then I know I messed up.
But on the flip side of
I messed up.
when we're just trying to chill and you're trying to get a reaction out of us, how do you think that feels?
Not good.
Thank you.
But I knew I'd messed up. When you do that, I'm like, oh girl, you messed up.
Do what you gotta do.
He might not be hugging you too close tonight.